You know, Eric, one of the things I'm very passionate about is the topic on marriage, you know, not just marriage, but how people get married. Specifically fundraising for marriage, you know, because I feel like even when I was growing up, I felt like guys used to spend too much on getting married, which is not bad if you have the money, all right? But now if your plan to get married is affecting me, it's affecting me financially greatly. You know, it's I feel like that is one of the most immoral things.
Yeah.
And I promised myself that even like as I was planning to marry, I promised myself that I won't be that person to someone else. You know,
I've not attended a lot of weddings. They're not really my thing. I'm not a big fan of eating rice and dancing in a circular manner, singing the same songs. It's not my thing. I mean,
Werokamo
and those things. And funny enough, for some reason, when most of my friends are getting married, it's either I'm not in the country or I've traveled or something. So I've been lucky to that front. But I've come to your wedding, which was very simple.
Yeah, that was a testament to my commitment,
yes.
if I should say
Yes.
so myself. You know,
Yes.
I didn't want to. I had a very simple wedding.
Yes.
I think I spent a total of maybe 10,000 shillings.
Yeah. I thought it was very. We were 4 of us or 5.
Yeah.
We were 5 of us, all in all, and the wedding was done.
Yeah, just to tell the story, we had. In fact, my car, this I don't know if I should tell this story. My car had some issues. You know, on the day of getting married.
Yes.
You know, it couldn't get to town.
Yes.
Or I wouldn't have made it on time because I was supposed to be there by, was it 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
So I parked the car at the railway station
Yes.
in Siokimau, took a train into town,
Yeah.
and then we got off, walked from railway all the way to Sharia house,
Yes.
and then we found you guys there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You tied your nuptials.
And then we married.
I think the thing for me, which I think a lot of us don't lay emphasis on, is marriage is more important than the wedding. A lot of us lay a lot of emphasis on the wedding.
The wedding day.
The wedding day. The wedding is an event. Marriage is lifetime.
Yes.
So I think it's very, very important that people look at the after the wedding part of marriage.
Like what will happen?
What will happen? And case in point, why this is very passionate, why I'm very passionate about this, is I feel very uncomfortable when somebody is doing a wedding and they have desires for high-end cars. For instance, I don't own a car, and then I pester you and a friend and another friend to say, give me a Range Rover. And things like, you know, my wife is very particular about where we take our pictures, and ataka yacht. So if can you fly us to the coast and then maybe marina hapo kuna yacht.
English
point tupigwe mapicha. You madam maze tusimkose. In fact, another friend of mine called me and said that a fundi who makes his gadgets called him and said, usini disappoint, niliwambia na mrashia Tuesday nitumie 260. And I was shocked, I almost fell off my seat. Check, aliambia nani anarashia nini? So I think those are very.
I tell you what, I find it weird. Like personally, I didn't want. And these are just my personal opinions, by the way. I didn't want to ride my bride in a car which we'll have to return later on now grab a mat to wherever
I think
you know. Like I'd rather ride in my breaking down car, but it's ours.
Yes.
You know, we ride and then we, as in it's we're not we're not saying goodbye to the nice range as it's driving off.
I've had again the honor of going to, I think apart from your wedding, I've gone to one other wedding. My friend Wangara, you know him. But most weddings, people have long lists of the things they need.
It's called a wish list.
That wish list, I'm very uncomfortable with it. Matter of fact, people jot down their house appliances with your chick, who people do not know. Like people are minding their business, then you sit down with a pen and say, Ann, unaona hii nyumba inataka nini? Check, we need a high density mattress. Check, one high density mattress. 2, and what else? Check, that plasma for Samsung would be nice. Let's just get one for once, a 60 inch. Check, 60 inch plasma. Then you make a list. Then you start calling your friends and telling them about a supermarket where you have a list at. Check, hi, Ambrose, hi, how are you? So we decided to go with Naivas. So all Naivas, and we've, you know, put all the lists in where our friends live. There's our list in South C. There's our list in South B.
But
there's our list in Ronga.
Do guys actually follow up on those lists?
They do, man. And I once looked at one random person's list, and weird things had been ticked off. E.g. a cup. Cheki cups zimechukuliwa na sahani. Sai shida yetu kubwa ni ile 6 burner.
But maybe that helps to avoid the guys buying cups. Like
I don't know about that. I tell you what, I respect what you did. And necessity is the mother of all invention, in my humble view. People need to cut their clothes according to their size. I am not marrying your wife. I don't know that woman.
Like you went there when you met.
Stop calling me in a committee and almost cried. Cheki ulisema utatokea kwa kitu ya watu. Cheki nilituma 2000 na ndio niko nayo mnanikasirisha. You see now?
And then you know they add you into this group with many people.
Yes, man.
And then they write your mchango there.
Yeah.
So they write, hey Eric 4K, okay, Emmanuel 2K. So it's like some sort of competition.
I hold the view that if you're getting married in August, and my spouse and I have sat down and decided that our budget for our nuptials is going to be 1.5 million, because we can count and we are not retarded. Sawa, we can say, enyewe, it's fika June. We are in June, and the only money we put together is 300,000. So you sit your spouse, who you are going to do life with, and say, you know what, Alice, or Jennifer, or Brenda, I love you deeply. My intention was that we tie the knot on the 30th of August, but as it is, I've not gotten the increment I was looking for. Business has been bad because of elections, and you were fired twice. So we've not attained our budget. No, really. So what I am proposing is as follows. How about we extend our wedding date to a year further? Now we have 300. If I continue selling my crates of eggs, okay, and doing my IT stuff at night, then maybe within the next 7 months, I am comfortably able to accrue 1 million shillings so that you give your bride the best wedding you envisage for her. Instead of calling, Cheki, I think one of the wonderful ideas, Manu nilisikia ni kama bigger bet jackpot. How about you go talk to him so that he gives me a meter?
You know, there's a friend of mine who was telling me that his budget for his wedding was 600,000, but he was saying on the day of the wedding, atarudisha 400k from gifts. So it was part of his budget. Like he knows guys will give him 400k in cash. So it's like, so the only money he may spend is 200k. So I found that, I'm like, hey, Shikoni, it's an investment. My friend
was telling me a horrid story about how they quickly were shuffling over envelopes at the back of. Guys like, hi, can you take a picture? How much? Mtu wa soda anatupea pressure. Mtu wa soda anatupea pressure. Mtu wa picha na keki. I'll take the picture then. Mtu wa picha na keki atatuua. Angalia bahasha.
You know what? It's a billion dollar investment.
But that's crazy, you guys. What happened to common
around
sense?
The world.
You guys, what happened to common sense? Like you see it now.
But it's societal pressure.
Hey, that is madness. Also, this idea of having people see you. You see this same pressure. We see it even in clubs in Nairobi. Or even on traffic. People drive cars they can't afford. And live in houses they can't afford. And eat food they can't afford. It's this culture of taking pictures of things you're eating. Check it. Check it. Nipatie, can I get a jump start? Just a jump start, but I won't take it near picture alafu rudi nayo. It's madness, you guys.
But it's alright if you can afford it. The wedding story.
Granted.
If you can afford
Granted, if you can afford to carry your weight.
Yeah.
Granted, if you can. It's the same. I feel very strongly that people who are fundraising for weddings are keen to someone calling and formulating a group so that we changia you to go to Lamu. Check it. Hi, dear friends. Emmanuel, salutations. Greetings, Jennifer. Hi, Tabs. I've added you to this group because it's been a minute since I think at Diani. My back is aching and I need a slim thigh chick to walk on it. I was thinking between Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Diani to go and relax. My budget is as follows. Where is that madness for
Come through, guys.
Yes, I think an ideal wedding for me, and I pray I'll have this when I get married, is my wife deciding on a budget. We can do a destination wedding. My mother passed on, so I don't have those 156,000 charmers of women who will come.
But some of these suppliers also, the weddings are crazy, man. Like if you hear some of the budgets, photographs 120k,
there's
flowers
always, I think there are denominations to everything. Even the shoes you're wearing. I'm sure there are cheaper shoes in that category. If you wanted black shoes, okay, and you cannot afford shiny black shoes for tuxedo, you can go to Bata and get shoes for 1,000 shillings. There are levels. Even the watch I'm putting on, even the phone I have, there are levels. That's why there's iPhone X, iPhone S, iPhone XS, you know. So in the hierarchy of things, you can go and suit yourself. Chiki. Enye mimi vile nimejipima na si ati mimi mwenda niko na ATM yangu najua. Mbele nyuma niko na 14,900. There's no need why you should go to Hemmings to have dinner. Then you start raising an Uber and you've run out of credit.
Have you ever gone to Norwich Union
Yes.
or upstairs? It's normally packed. Huh?
With what?
Many committees, yeah. Guys meeting and strategizing and giving you roles.
Yeah.
Cheki bride na groom wako na 13K. So the only thing that we are missing is 317K for this wedding to happen. You're like, hey,
no, you need chakula. Wapi Jeffrey? Hello, praise God, and he's fixing Jesus' name in that retardedness. Ulisema utatusimamia gari, simama watu wakuone. Ulisema utatusimamia na gari. Riders zile pikipiki ulisema juu. James is very particular. It has been his dream since childhood akuwe na pikipiki motorcycle. Saba. Haya, makofi kwake. Check you guys. Yeah.
But what's the history, man? What's the history of white weddings, man? Because if you take it literally, white people have some of the most simplest weddings, man.
Yeah, they do.
On the planet Earth. I was watching George Bush's daughter get married, the former president of America, and I think he had like 20 people in the. He was doing it on his farm, so he had 20 people in his congregation, and they just got married. You know.
I think common sense is not so common. I think a lot of times. The other day, I took a drive with a friend of mine to Machakos, very early in the morning at 3 a.m. And we saw some people walking, and I felt pity for them. But then it hit me about indecision or decision that we make as humans, especially Africans. And some of the problems we go through, including this thing we talk about fundraising for weddings, are things that we've inculcated upon ourselves. They are self-driven machines.
So it's a culture.
So I think it's a culture. It perplexes me that people invest on a negative and expect a positive. You have a carrot seedling, carrot. You take the carrot seedling, put it in the ground, chill a bit, couple of months, like, why am I harvesting carrots? Check it, it's because you took the carrot seedling and put it in the ground. So in the same breath, if you're going to invest in things that are going to come and bite you, e.g. taking a big loan, okay, for one day, a loan you know very well you cannot afford. Because, you know, after the wedding, then marriage happens. You might want to make your lovely wife pregnant, or you want to enjoy life together and eat food and participate in doing things of
Or
life.
just have some money in your account.
Or just have money savings, and maybe you need to buy furniture here, or you know you'll have kids and you want to take them to proper schools, or you'll have a medical emergency, or family member would need help. I think those are some of the things that people need to look at.
Yeah, I think people think of that day so much, like it consumes you. Till now, after that day, you're like, "Ay."
Yeah.
There's this anticlimax. You're like, "Hey."
But I suspect
why
a
am
lot
I
of
bored?
people don't know each other. Maybe they meet on Friday night, and then a couple of weeks later they want to tie the knot.
Yeah.
I feel like if you are my friend, see, same way, if we were hanging out and I could not afford this green tea, I think I've known you long enough to say I can't come out because I do not have money. Then if you decide, you can say, hey, let me come pick you up, I'll buy the tea. And then I feel relationships should be so symbiotic in that if you are uncomfortable, you can tell your better half, look, I feel very much disturbed about raising 10 million to do a wedding. A friend of mine, I will not mention their names, had an elaborate wedding, huge wedding, somewhere in the UK a couple of years back, and they invited me to their Russia. Russia is Labola, paying Labola for our South African audience. And white people don't do Labola. No? Yeah, so it's paying dowry. Yeah. So I did not go for the Labola ceremony. And, you know, the chick was very angry with me at some point, and she said to me, you know, I don't understand why you're not being part of this.
Well, you were close to the
chick more than the guy, but I knew them both. And I said, because I feel you are planting a seed that is quite going to be detrimental.
Why? Because of the...
First of all, there was an issue that she was seeing somebody else, which I was
which you knew
uncomfortable
about.
with. I felt that she was getting into a space of matrimony, which is supposed to be pure and nice and clean, and she was crafty. You know, she was seeing somebody outside of a courtship. So I brought this forth. I said, look, I feel very strongly that you're not over your past relationship, and you're cheating this guy. You're being a cheat. And I cannot be party to that coming together, because this is going to be a precursor to disaster. Okay?
So do you suggest that guys should...
So no, I'm just finishing the story.
Yeah,
And the guy called me again and said, hey, come, I said, you should come, man. You coming? Hey, you know, we have choppers, Nini. Yeah, you guys going all out, my guy. You got chopper, and Nanyuki things. You got big one, man. Big things.
Mountain Nini.
Check Mimi, I'm not coming. Yo, I just excused myself and said I'm traveling. And I remember asking my friend, I said, are you sure you want to do this? Because everything about you says you're unsure. He said, no, totally. Like if not now, when? Like, see, we have to do these things. And she went ahead and tied the knot. Elaborate wedding. I think it cost them about 8 million shillings. A guy took part of the loan, about 4 million.
Oh, he took a loan.
A chick, you know, spoke to friends, get together, big wedding, celebrities flown, whatnot. 3 months in, 3 months is how many days? 90 days. They filed for a divorce. I'm not saying that a big wedding will necessitate a divorce.
Your point is they
My
should
point
think of
is
the day beyond the
day
wedding.
beyond the wedding.
But it's normally a shock, man.
Yeah.
The day beyond the wedding is normally a shock. Especially as you're saying, if you were not close-knit before that day of the wedding.
Yes.
It's normally a shock, because I used to tell my current wife.
There's many wives. This is your fourth wife.
I tell my wife, sorry about that. I used to tell her that there's no magic on the altar.
Yeah.
Like if I'm rude to you now before getting married, I'll be rude to you after we get married.
That's
the next day.
That is true.
Yeah, but Hollywood has made it very glamorous.
Yeah, you know the way they start. You've called somebody names the previous night, and then they start weeping at the altar.
That thing didn't work. Yeah?
Checky, why are you crying? And you're rude.
How about you play the guitar outside the window? Checky, I want to marry you. You know, that only works in Hollywood.
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah. But I think I blatantly tell my friends that I am unwilling to be part of a committee. I've not attended one. I'm not a member of any. I immediately come out of groups I'm added. I love to give at weddings. You know, in the few ones I've gone to, I've taken a small gift or a big gift. I give. And I pray with you guys and dance with you guys and enjoy the wedding. You know, I'm a big believer in giving. I believe in the principle of giving and giving.
But you can be a willing member of a committee, right?
But you could be.
Yeah.
I came and supported you with my presence at your wedding. You did not hound me down into a long list of things that were
even
unnecessary.
You could give at the wedding.
I could have even given at the wedding, because we went and had lunch and it was fantastic. But the point I'm trying to make is, I much prefer that I give my time, myself, a gift, okay, instead of you dictating what you feel I should do. Cheki Eric, wewe na koti yako wenyewe kusema kweli huwezi ni disappoint. Wewe na kuweka kwa range ya 50 to 200.
Yeah.
Now you need to tolerate.
And then you see they call like it's a debt. Yeah. Cheki unaniangusha mazee, unaniangusha. So like hey bana.
Cheki leo, Emmanuel, watu wameketi unakama. Cheki sikuje niko huko Rongai naangalia shamba. Then somebody gets hurt. In fact, doctor friend of mine was telling me, I was asking about his friend, they used to always work together. I said, Dr. What happened to, he says, he invited me for his event. He was getting married in Eldoret, and I was away, I was flying to Mexico, so I couldn't make it, and he's never talked to me since. Also, some of the things guys do are madness, you guys. It's not the end of the world that I can't come to your wedding. It's an event. I could come and christen for your child's christening. You know, I could come to the hospital, like my friend Kevin. The wife was giving birth, and Kevin called me weeping and said that's the best voice he's ever had. It was a very emotional time for, and I went and hung out with him at Nairobi Hospital.
You know, like my parents have been married for years. You know,
yes.
And I sometimes I ask my mom, I'm like, hey, how did you guys get married? And she's like, tulienda kwa TC.
What is TC? Oh, DC.
Yeah, they went to the DC.
Yes.
They were DCs at that time.
Yes.
And their marriage has worked, I think.
Yeah,
because they've been together all this time. So back to your point of the thinking beyond. Okay, I don't even think they thought really far. I don't think they used to do that those days.
I think we need to invest ourselves in things that make sense. I keep saying, I think better is good. Like, do better. I can't afford this house. I can't. Of course, I'm not saying you now recline to abject poverty or a defeatist mentality or just bare minimum. But some weddings are also quite weird. Eh? Like I've seen a church wedding where guys are broke during the church service and had juices. I think that's also funny. It's the biggest day to your wife. Cheki wapendwa, asanti wapendwa. Aya biscuit zitakuli wapande wa rep na chai, wale wa chai, lakini skari tulisema mtaleta wapendwa, alafu tuwaunganishe. Amen. Cheki me.
Yeah, that's weird.
And another one, they are cooler in Zembe and chicken. Cheki Filigona. Unasikia namna gani kuwa kwa ndoa?
But also the public gives a lot of pressure to these guys.
No, I think
because they go there to eat.
You could tailor make it to be a date for your girlfriend or wife, so that it's sweet and nice.
But the public has a part to play. You can't go to someone's wedding and start saying even they did have chapatis. Like,
but that's your
what
problem.
did you contribute?
I don't think you should care so much about what people say. I think that's your problem, you guys. It's the same way you can come to my house. I think there's an artist who sang called Major, and he has a short clip that goes, "Na hii party haina nyama, hii basha haina nyama." I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Check it. Na hii party haina nyama. while eating rice. So I think if you're going to, they say if you put somebody to lie down, somebody will still have something to complain about. They say there's a way there's a bump in your body that should be cut off so you're flat visible. Yeah. So I think people should not care about. Even there's another elaborate wedding I saw, yet another celebrity, destination wedding, white things, invitations only, big things are going. And the wedding was big. See you streaming on see you what channel. And I'm just like, have you cared to stream on your marriage? When was the last time you talked to that guy that you're married? Do you even like him? And the true, as I had thought, I think maybe they survived 6 months.
But let me tell you another point of pressure that causes these flashy weddings. Parents want to use your wedding as a showcase. It's like a showcase of a lifetime of what they can be, what your son has done. Or
Maybe a show of might and success.
Yeah, man. They invite their friends. They invite their friends. So I think parents also have a role to play.
I think parents have a role to play.
Because it's not like, okay, maybe some do, but many don't. Okay, let me not assume.
No, I hear your point. And, but what happened to conversation and just saying, "Mom, I can't." I've had
they force African parents.
No, women are better at this. I've had it said about very close friends of mine that when they went to negotiate the dowry, the woman went and told the parents that I really hope you don't embarrass me. Emmanuel at this present moment cannot afford X, so don't put it on him. Also, we're going to do a quiet community church wedding. Don't put these pressures. And, women, their moms and dads toe the line. So I think if you can communicate that to your folks, that don't expect me to do a big chapel wedding in Karen. These guys, tax index cannot allow him.
From personal experience, it's tough, man. Because even my mom was not very keen on my antics. She was telling me, hey, why? My friends have to come. My friends have to come. I'm like, hey.
No, but granted, Maze, I think it's a big, because we belong to a society. I think nobody's an island. You want to invite them, but then you want to also tell them that mimi budget yangu ni.
I have a friend who's married. They got married at the AG, and they haven't told their parents yet.
That's weird also.
No, it's because of pressure. The mom wants a specific kind of wedding.
But also this thing of you are
so now when they go to
money, you guys.
When they go to
the is 12,
when they go to the house, they remove the ring and hide it.
That is silly. I would, if I was the uncle, I'd really whip them at night. Check your family, you guys. A family. I think a grown man should come and say, look, I have tried for now 8 years to put together my money to get a wedding that will be satisfying you guys, but I can't. Unless you're going to cut me a check, what I am able to afford is worth 120,000. I have it in the bank. So if you're going to come and attend it, so another friend of mine called Nick, the parents were against his wife for some reason. And he just said, this is my decision. So I think he gets to a point as a man and a woman that you can say, you know what, this is my decision. You may agree with it or not, but, I hope you support me, Ben. Because you'll postpone Paka, you guys all are 640 children and pals, children come to your wedding, and then they want to eat.
Yeah.
And then they'll discuss the amount of food you have. So I think it's just sensible.
But if you can afford it, do it.
Cut your cloth according to your size.
Yeah.
Yeah.